So let's dispel some of this stuff. MLM clearly comes with baggage, or the impression of it is that it comes with baggage. A lot of people think it's a scam or only for pushy salespeople. Let's unpack these myths and let's get to the truth, Elaine. I want to go over 4 or 5 areas where
Okay.
people have said to me, MLM, not for me. And I was hoping that you could, as we said, dispel the rumors, tell the truths, and let's get down to it. And ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you'll pay attention to this and then form your opinion. Don't use someone else who's forming your opinion for you. Let's just get some facts. Number one, Elaine, is MLM a pyramid scheme?
Absolutely not. You know, it blows my mind that people in today's age who have access to so much information um, and are smart people possibly still have that mindset, right? I mean, you can take any corporation, as crazy as it sounds, and whoever it might be, the owner of that company is at the top and everybody else works for that person, right? So the way I look at what this is that, and my goal, in fact, is anybody who is a part of anything I do, my goal is to help you make more money than me. And that's definitely not possible if it were one of those things.
Absolutely. And pyramids actually are illegal.
True.
MLM is not illegal. When I was looking into this, and of course, I've been involved in some of the great ones, it's almost an inverted pyramid. In other words, everybody starts at the bottom, but millions of people can end up at the top, unlike the corporation that only has one boss. So I think it's an inverted pyramid, Elaine.
Well, and I think the interesting thing that a lot of people don't know is that in order for any of these companies that are out there to operate, let's just take Canada for a moment. Every province has to approve of the compensation plan for it to be allowed in their province, which means that that particular government in that province, whatever, they have to okay it to say yes. So when they're okaying it and it's legal, if it wasn't, it wouldn't be approved and people wouldn't be allowed to build. So I kind of like to focus on that a little bit as well.
And what you said is so important because nobody here is new to scams. They've certainly become a way of life, especially on the internet. But this
Mhm.
is an approved process where there are laws, there are markers, there are ways of measuring the company. So maybe that helps to answer the next myth that I heard about is that only people at the top can make money. Nobody
No.
else in ML.
It's interesting. Again, going back, like when we started, we were young and we saw this industry, and I call it an industry or a profession because that truly is what it is. All walks of life take a look at what we do, participate in what we do. It adds extra streams of income. And, one of the biggest things that we've always paid attention to is what does the compensation plan look like? And does the person who has no idea how to even begin with something like this, how does that person is there an opportunity for that person to recoup the investment money that they put in to start the business? Because it is a legitimate business with tax advantages, right? Again, if it wasn't legal, you couldn't write any of these things off and you wouldn't have the tax advantages. We look for how can we help that brand new person make money? What does it look like and how fast can we help them get whatever it is they're looking for? Right. It's not getting to that top of the compensation plan where of course there's always other bonuses because you're doing a ton of work helping all the people. Right. So you're basically being paid for your work and effort. But it's for us, it's all about that new person. How do we help you have that success?
And as you said, the people already in the business growing this kind of business can't make more money unless they're helping people to make money
True.
first. I don't
Yep.
know. I don't know of any other business that does that. Actually, it's one of the things I love.